This is the Barbados Today morning news for Wednesday, April 12th. Thank you for joining us. I am Mary Claire Williams. We begin with news this morning that the hearing for an application for an injunction against construction of the Hyatt Hotel has been adjourned until next Wednesday. Attorney at law David Commission filed the application yesterday, seeking suspension until the substantive matter is heard on May 9. Yesterday's application came before Justice Randall Worrell in the Supreme Court. Deputy Solicitor General Donna Brathwaite represented the minister responsible for town planning. She requested an adjournment to permit her to file an affidavit. Justice Worrell has given until next Tuesday to file. Commission filed a claim in the Supreme Court last month, challenging permission granted by Prime Minister Frendel Stewart for construction of the controversial hotel. Environment Minister Dr Denis Lowe is defending his stewardship of the Christchurch East constituency over the past 8 years. In an apparent response to an article by Barbados Today last Friday, in which some constituents gave him a failing grade for his performance as their MP, Lowe insisted yesterday that he has done a lot of good for the constituency.
Not only is this about the 300th housing solution, we've also been able to put in place over 150 wells for constituents who would have had sewage challenges. About close to 400 street lights in this constituency that we've installed. And one of the things that we've tried to do in this area and across the community really is to ensure that at least one person in every house is working, so as to continue to support the efforts of families. And we have not completed that target, but we've hit that target hard. And if I might say so myself, we are now into about 320 job opportunities created for my constituents.
The Chief Executive Officer of the Small Business Association, Lynette Holder, is calling on members to pay up arrears to the Barbados Investment and Development Corporation. Holder's call comes on the heels of reports that delinquent tenants were locked out of Pelican Village Craft Center last Friday for non-payment of rent. She told Barbados Today the association always encourages members to inform their landlords of any difficulty they may be experiencing that would affect them meeting their monthly obligations.
We've always held to this position that if you're experiencing challenges with your supplier, your creditors, your financiers, and obviously in this case your landlord, that you should have that relationship with them, sit and talk with them, let them know of the issues, and try to put some arrangement that is mutually beneficial in place. We don't advocate to run away from your responsibilities. We don't advocate to run away from your liabilities. That is not good business, all right? So we don't advocate that.
And Holder is also calling on the BIDC to show some leniency on the tenants.
Organizations like the BIDC cannot be driven by a commercial cause. It is a developmental agency. The IDC should put systems in place to collect on that debt. And in doing so, it cannot have a draconian approach to the collection of this receivable. It has to appreciate the economic realities that affect the business sector. It has to appreciate the developmental role that it plays within the economy and the society, okay? And work with tenants, especially the small and micro business, to put in place, some sort of payment arrangement.
General Manager of the National Conservation Commission, Keith Niblett, is denying reports that the state agency has hired nearly 200 workers in recent weeks. The reports came near 3 years after 200 workers were severed in a money-saving exercise. Multiple sources told Barbados Today earlier this week that NCC workers were upset over reports that the statutory corporation had hired 170 new employees, none of whom were among those who had been sent home. But Niblett describes the report as ludicrous, erroneous, and inaccurate. He, however, revealed that some people had been hired And Niblet explained that since government's attrition program in 2014, the agency had not hired any new staff until earlier this month when 7 lifeguards were added to the payroll. On to sports now, and West Indies have slumped to their 5th straight series loss on Tuesday in the 3rd and final ODI against Pakistan in Guyana. Pakistan beat the hosts by 6 wickets thanks to an unbeaten 100 from veteran Shoaib Malik. West Indies chose to bat first and made 233 for 9 off their 50 overs, behind half-centuries from Shai Hope and Jason Mohammed. After the match, Hope appeared unimpressed with his team's performance.
I have to say it was average in a sense, because we needed to get more runs on the board. Yes, it was a difficult pitch to start on and flow on. But having said that, there's not much you can do when fellas are bowling good areas and wickets are falling around you, so it's just a bit consolidated in the middle, just trying to get those extra runs in the end.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Who calling? Get your yams and potatoes. Wait, my girl, how you want to see you for long?
I got how you keeping, but you don't sell the nation paper no more.
But that paper ain't selling. There's months now I stop selling that. Look, one time I would have make a little dollar on the Sunday sun, but when Sunday night, I still trying to get the weather there.
Well, you know you can't call that the Sunday sun no more. You gotta call that Sunset News. Call at no time that news stale.
People complain that them ain't got nothing in it to read, and the price keep going up all the time. A woman abused me so sick the other day, telling me that she does read Barbados Today online for free. I couldn't take that abusing soul, so I switched to my potatoes and yams.
Well, let me tell you, if pork selling, you got to raise pigs. How much for the yams?
Oh, 75 cents a pound.
But that's cheaper than that stale news. Give me...
How much you want?
£1.
Only a pound? Anyhow, these eating real good. Let me wrap them up for you. Come.
The Barbados Today, news you can trust.
We're back now with news from the region, and Bahamians go to the polls on May 10 to elect a new government. Prime Minister Perry Christie made the announcement on Tuesday. Christie's Progressive Liberal Party is facing a challenge from the opposition Free National Movement. A third party, the Democratic National Alliance, is also contesting the poll, but that party did not win any seats in the 2012 election. And finally, on the international scene, the man accused of last Friday's truck attack in Sweden has admitted to committing a terrorist crime. He appeared in court on Tuesday. 4 people were killed and 15 injured in the attack. We get more in this Reuters report.
Rakhmet Akalov appearing in court on Tuesday.
So the only thing I'm going to say is that he's pleading guilty.
A judge remanding Akalov in custody. On Friday, he's alleged to have driven a hijacked beer delivery truck down a busy shopping street before crashing into a department store. The rampage killing 4 people and injuring 15 others. Reuters chief correspondent in Sweden, Nicholas Pollard, says there's still a huge sense of shock amongst Swedes, and for migrants, that's amplified.
But there's also a fear for the future, what it will mean for attitudes against migrants and asylum seekers coming into the country, and what it will mean for those that we talked to that had open asylum cases, what it will mean for their chances to stay in the country.
Akalov was arrested just hours after the attack. The Uzbek man already wanted for failing to comply with a deportation order. Security services say he had expressed sympathies with extremist organisations, among them Islamic State, but hadn't been viewed as a militant threat. The attack has seen an outpouring of grief in the Nordic nation, but there is also fear of a backlash.
That's news this morning. Remember, you can get more on our website, www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. We're on Izumi Media in bus terminals and Screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also tune into Channel 99 on Flow TV or Mix 96.9 FM for more news and sports. I am Mary Claire Williams. Have a good morning.